Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a new Simple Sunday project with you, and this time I have made 2 cards using a set of heart dice. And if you want to see how I did these 2 cards, just keep on watching. And I'm starting out with a nested hearts die set from Whiff of Joy and 4 pieces of white cardstock. And I'm adhering 2 of the pieces together to make 2 thicker pieces of cardstock. And I want my die cuts to be more dimensional, and instead of using foam squares to adhere them, I am layering the die cuts on top of each other to get the desired effect. This way my die cuts will look really good from the side as well. And I'm using 3 different sizes of hearts, and I'm layering them to make thinner frames. And when all the pieces are cut out, I'm adhering them together using my Tombow tape runner. And when all of the pieces are made, it is time to start assembling the card, and for the first card I am using the largest and the middle-sized frame. And before I adhere the frames, I am bringing out the stamp that I will be using for my sentiment to measure and make sure that I get the hearts right where I want them. And when I have decided how I want the card to look, I am simply adhering the hearts with my tape runner. And I'm trying to center the heart on the card front, but I don't bother measuring or anything like that. After the pieces were adhered, I did get some adhesive on the front of the die cuts, but I could easily get rid of these with my fingers and later with an eraser. And since I'm using a cling mounted stamp, I can't really see where I'm stamping, so to make sure that I get the sentiment right where I want it, I am using my stamp positioner. The stamp set I am using here are called General Sayings No. 2, and it is also from Whiff of Joy. I originally wanted to use another stamp in this set, but this Hello stamp was the only one small enough to fit inside the smaller heart. Another idea would have been to stamp a really large sentiment behind and across the 2 hearts. That would have been a really nice effect, and I think I might have to try that another time. And by using a stamp positioner, I managed to get the sentiment both straight and right in the center of the heart, which really surprised me since I tend to be a really lousy stamper. So I'm thrilled that I finally got it right. And as a final touch on this card, I rounded the corners using my corner jumper, and that was my first simple card. For my second card I did the same thing, but this time I used the leftover pieces that I got when die cutting the hearts for the first card. And I always try to use up any leftovers, and this time I thought that it would be a great idea to make 2 similar cards using the same technique. Cutting the hearts out may be a bit tricky, but once they are done, these cards are extremely fast and easy to make. And as you can see here, one of my cats decided to be a bit of a pain and make it slightly difficult for me to finish the card, but eventually he gave up and let me finish the project. And since the smallest heart wasn't cut out to be a frame, I decided to stamp the sentiment on the actual heart this time, and just like I did before, I used my stamp positioner to make sure that I got the sentiment centered on the card. And just like I did before, I used my stamp positioner to make sure that I got the sentiment centered on the heart. And I stamped the sentiment before I adhered the hearts to the card just to make it a bit easier for me in case I would mess up. But I didn't, and I could just go ahead and adhere the pieces on the card and round the corners on the right side. So that was everything I did, and as I said, it was really fast and easy, but I hope you liked it. And I will try and get that art journal video up as soon as possible, but until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.